Little park shopping. Got ourselves some wheels. Chuck! It might not be too comfortable. Alright, let's see where the battery is in this. So this tractor's been sitting, probably 2 months. The only issue, other than the fact that it looks ugly and the paint's all horrible, is the wheels. Tires, rear tires, are having some issues around the rims. So we're gonna go see, possibly we can go remedy that. First, let's go see she'll fire up. Should we glowed enough? Nope. Lost the battery. Guess we're gonna be fixing that too, huh? Let's go see what we got for connection issues. Hold on. So move that cross member. There's our battery. Yeah, well, that might be your problem. The fact that the thing is just absolutely loose. Can't. That one's just must suck. See, some critters have been living on the motor. I think it's Kubota maintenance day. Lights back on. Let's see if that'll do it. Or is it just going to do the same thing? A little bit of glow. Third time the charm. There we go. Okay, get rid of those rocks. So something's kind of going on with the tires that are on the Kubota. You can kind of see that they're getting to the point where the dry rottedness of them is starting to come into question, the longevity of how much they have left. And the other problem is these wheels were calcium filled, and what the calcium does, unfortunately, is it kind of rots the rim from the inside out. If you look at this one, I don't want to mess with it too much, but right around the valve stem, it's really starting to rot away. And the fluid is, you actually see it getting wet around there, so it's leaking through the rim, and the rim is pretty much turning into that, at least in that one spot. So one thing I thought about doing before I got the other wheels was I was going to drill another valve stem somewhere else and then just cut and weld this patch with new metal over it and kind of move on from there. But when I was there, I found these guys. These are off like a Chinese tractor. That's the what you saw left at the scrapyard. That tractor, he was using it, and they actually broke the tractor in half with the loader, and so it went to get parted out, and I made an offer on the back wheels. They're $100 a piece. They do have some dry rotting on them and a couple of other issues. I was hoping that that bolt pattern and that bolt pattern would be the same. Unfortunately, they are not. That is 6.5 inch, I think, across. Just go from edge to edge. Yeah, so it was like 6.5 on that one. I believe this one is 6 1/4. Not even 5 3/4, something like that, roughly. And the other thing is the center hole here is smaller than the center hole here. I don't know if this is designed to hang off of that hub spacer, or is it supposed to rely on the lugs itself? Again, I just don't know that. So I figure if I could leave the old rims alone. Here's that valve stem on this side. You can see how bad it's getting. Yeah, it's ready to fail too. It's dark. You might be able to get the idea. Let me see how bad that is. I figure we'll jack it up, we'll get one of these tires off, we'll wheel the other one over. I don't think I'll have a problem re-drilling the bolt pattern, you know, here in between. I think it's going to be a little close to scabbing towards the center of that, but I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get this wheel off and get it swapped over. Again, worst case scenario is if I feel that this is so far gone and we're going to go with what we want to, I could always just cut this free from this rim and weld it onto that one in the center there. But let's get that off of there. Try to anyway, and move forward. I think a little fire in the hole. It's all unbolted. That was easier than expected. I gotta say, they're calcium filled. There's no calcium left in them because they are not that heavy. Let me see if I can wheel that guy out of the way. Just wheel another one up to it. Tire size is the same size. I don't know if I said it. They're both 24 by 8.3 is this one. I think the other one is 8. But they're going to be close enough. We'll lower that down and eyeball it. Those are two tire heights. They look like they're right about the correct deal. Width-wise, I don't know, maybe the one on the left is a hair skinnier. Not sure. But again, what the issue is you can see how much that one's getting ready to cut right through down to the lower chords. And again, this one's got cracking in it, but it's not to the extent of where the other one is. Trying to pop up everywhere. It seems like the tread and lugs are trying to rip right out of it. And this one is a Louis tires. So this one I could take the center of the rim right out of it. I think I may do that. I may take the wheel weight off and then take the rim center out of it, and then we'll work with trying to get this onto the other one and be a little bit more manageable. Just trying to huff it up there, you know what I mean? Maybe even be able to get it on the Bridgeport and do our drilling. I got the wheel weight off, and now just the outer. Noise alert. Let's lift her up. There we go. I think I might want to I want to get the offset out as far as possible, so I might even put them back on like that, maybe cup them the other way if I can do that. I believe I should be able to. We'll see. So on the floor, all the way down here, this white is just like a trailer rim and tire, and then can you see this part right here? This is that center section of the other rim. And of course, this is the rim that has the correct hole pattern on it. So I'm going to go, and I can't really tell where I am centered, but I could look here and I could see if I'm going to be centered on the outside of the rim. So I think I'm going to use that area as my guide for fudging. I'm going to play with that a little bit until I feel that I got it that centered, and I'm going to come back with a Sharpie and draw in the holes, and we'll pull that off. We'll see how centered that looks on the middle of that hub, and that'll give us something to kind of go by. Which I might have some transfer punches that are this big. I got to go look in the set. I don't think they go up that high, but let me see. It's just like I figured. The largest one I had was 1/2 inch, and she's a little sloppy in the hole. So I figure what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some tape and I'll build it up so that it's the right diameter of the hole. And what they have is just a little punch head in the center, and that just makes it for normally, if you know, you're trying to transfer from one to the other and you want to get dead center, it would make dead center, but not when it's like that. So we'll see if the tape will fix it for us. Let's see how well this works. I am going to hit him with a Sharpie first, just to give me a another reference point. Now, should be able to whack all those guys with the new and improved I gotta take a little, a layer of tape off. Shim on a roll. That's good. Does that feel? Yeah, it feels better. And how do they look? Well, it looks a little off center from the marker, but that could be the marker itself, right? Let's go try and make sure the marker stays straight up. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll go with that. Looks like it's gonna be fairly close to the edge is my only concern. These are thicker than the other one though. That one seems thicker than that one. I so would like to cut the center hub of that rim out and put it in this one, but I don't want to kill those rims just in case I need to go back to them, you know what I mean? That would probably be the ideal thing to do, and then it would have the support in the center that it would normally have instead of just trying to rely on the lugs. But I got it set up in the Bridgeport, and I think I'm just going to hit them with a small bit where the center punches are, and create a starter hole for us, and see how that works. I'm not about clamping it down. I don't think it's actually going to go ripping out of there with that little bit. So you get her to line her up. We're gonna run around, do all 6 like that, and then we'll start working our way up the sizes. And let's go a little larger, see how that one does. It might be spinning a little too fast. Let's see what happens. A little smoke. I'll shoot a little lube on the next 5. I'm gonna do another one. We'll center her up first. Make some smoke. I have a feeling we're going to be real close to breaking through that wall. I don't know if that really matters, but I prefer that it didn't. Alright, so that bit is kind of like right on the money of the size of the stud. I might have to go one size over with it, but I'd rather kind of sneak up on it instead of getting a sloppy hole, you know what I mean? I want to slow her down. Let's see if I remember. I think we got to kick the decimal point over. Now what I do? There you go. Yeah, that's gonna be way too slow. I want to get it so that now it's turned on. I want to get to where the 59 is. That's going to take forever. There's a way to step it over. I'm just not remembering off the top of my head. Is it this one? Yeah, I thought it was that. There we go. Alright, so we can go. Get her down to about 40. That's the hertz that I'm going out to. Normally it was 60 hertz, so we're going to knock her down to like 39 hertz. And the speed should reflect that. There we go. I don't want to be spinning real fast. So let's see how that does. How close do you think? As long as that lug nut drops in it. Yeah, we're gonna have to go a little bit bigger. That's not gonna do it. Let's go see how close we are. It has 2 studs that stay in there. And these I might have to go one more. Stay close. I'd actually kind of like to, if I could, go the other way. I don't know if the wheel weight may have a problem though. I'd like to dish it this way. Right on the money as far as the studs are concerned. So one more. So that'll kick the tire more, out. Stand. I'd like to try to get the tractor a little on the wider stance, because the wider I can make it, the better the tractor is for non-tippiness. Just trying to look down the width of, as long as I'm still skinnier than the bucket, you know, you don't want to be pushing snow and then have it go past. Well, I got to open that up either way, and I'm going to go set the wheel weight on there. If the wheel weight, if I can't take the wheel weight, maybe flip it the other direction. Because it was bolted like this, but what if I was to set the rim? Let's go find out. Can I set the rim? That might work. So I might be able to go and do that and then put it all together. I don't know, I gotta open them up one more shot and they give us a little bit more place, see how close it is to breaking through the wall. And that's what I was concerned about. When the worst case scenario, I might be able to take a nice heavy washer, bolt it all together, right, and then come back with a heavy washer with it bolted there, and just weld the washer maybe to the outside of it, give it a little bit more support. I don't know if that'll help it or not. So that's it. I opened them up and I'm able to get it on there. I'll be able to bolt that in place. Now you shove the wheel up there. I'm just trying to eyeball the spacing and make sure I'm not overdoing it. There's a couple of things I could do. Again, one, I guess I could probably take it and put it on the inside here. That'll give me like an inch difference, inch and a half, whatever that is. What's that? Yeah, I can call that inch and a half. So if I put this on the other side of it, you know, this being on the outside of the hub, you can knock off an inch and a half. But looking from the rear, you see that that one's almost level with the fender. And that one's into the middle of the tire. So let's go with, we'll call that one 3.5. Those fenders are perfectly calibrated, and that one is 7. So we went 3. Right now it's 3.5 inches out further than it was before. The only bad part about doing that is you start to stress the axle assembly more. You're, instead of riding in the center of the bearings, you're cantilevering off to one side, and it can cause a lot more stress on that hub. But on the other side of it, the whole tractor becomes more stable because again, the footprint is wider. That's the other thing too. Looking down the width of it, I think we're right about at the width of the bucket. So maybe we'll split the difference. Maybe we'll take that, we'll put it on the inside. See how I like it? Could always change it around. And again, the wheel weight still has to go on there too. So I'll bolt it together, see if the wheel weight fits right. If the wheel weight does not want to go on the other side like that, what I'll do is I'll take this rim, put it on this side. I'll be able to spin the whole rim around. So these guys are offset. So think if I took this rim and I spun it around, right? Now the offset will be a different dimension. I can kind of work with that. I could flip the plate back around this way. Will that help us or hurt us? I don't know, I gotta think about it. I'm gonna see if the wheel weight will go on this and I can bolt it all together like it is. I'll move forward, and then if not, then we'll worry about it. Sound good? A couple of you guys are disagreeing right now, I hear you. My tractor, my rules. So I decided to go in the old internet and look up my tractor and wheel spacing, and a conversation came up, and I guess what they sell for this tractor, because of the fact that it didn't have the style rim where you can adjust stuff around, you know, it was all just fixed. Can't do anything other than flipping from one rim from one side to the other and getting the offset a little bit kicked out to one side. They sell a 3-inch offset that you bolt in, and then you like a hub, and then you bolt on further out. and they said there's not a problem with it at all, no issues. It doesn't take out any the question was asked, just like I said, that will that take out the hub and be a damage with that, and said no, not a problem at all, don't worry about it. But leave the front alone, because if you try flipping the front around, the steering, you'll get a lot of torque steering, and this is manual steering as it is. It'll try to rip the steering wheel out of your hand, because you figure when you're sitting still, instead of the wheel pivoting like that, now it wants to sweep because it's further out, and it becomes very hard to ride. So the front will stay as it is, but the back, I'm liking. Too bad I couldn't take the fenders and kick them out. Might be able to. We'll hold them in place. We'll worry about that at another time. So I'm halfway there, but at least I know the routine of how to go about doing it and setting it all up. So hopefully that'll take half as long. So you know what works better than the Bridgeport? A little stepper bit. Just let it do its thing. Don't press it. Got to hit it from the other side to get the right hole size, because of the distance between each step bit is not as far as all the way through. So if you get to the size that you want, then hit it from the back side, it's a clean hole. It's not doesn't have a taper to it. Oh, the jokes! I can hear the jokes now. Which one were we doing? This one. That's that guy. One more. Should I caution you for the noise alert? Did I forget? I know you gotta go all the way to the second to the last one. And just a little quickie from the other end. That didn't sound good either, did it? One of them's got to go a little more. That one's good. 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 It's got a. I still have a little bit of a lip from the other side. Or is it? Is it all the way down in the last one? Nope. Now it's down in the last one. Good now. We're in. And it's suffering from a case of dirty bolts, so I'll give you a bird's eye view of cleaning one up. one style. Or if I thought of it ahead of time, probably could have flipped them over. I have a orange hubcap. Get longer studs, but I don't think if you bolt them through tight, I don't think it would be an issue. It's just holding the wheel weight, you know. And it would make the weight further out from the tractor instead of more towards the center. Not by much, but yeah, I'll flip it over. So all I gotta do is get it back on. Yeah. And I did not try this one before I put it on, so maybe screwed or maybe okay. Hopefully, as long as I centered all my holes in the center, we'll be centered. So I'm gonna try catching one bottom one. I got one bottom one. And now, I'm too high, so I'm gonna, not too high. That's high enough. Too low now. Overshot her, that's all. Guess you really don't want this to be bolted on, do you? I didn't think so. So, I'm going to suck these two in with the gun, but loose, and then I'll start the other ones and then crank the ball down at the same time. What do you think? I like the width of it. It's about 7 inches further out altogether. I like it. See, it's probably straight with the front tire before, so you can see the difference. Half a tread, I'd say. Something like that. No problem. So I got a battery to go fix. I might just give it a once over. The reason why I haven't been using it while I was sitting out back, because I was worried the tires were going to, when I start putting some torque on them, that they were just going to fall apart. So I knew it was getting close to the end. One of them leaked all the way out. One of them had no filler in them at all, and the other one was really heavy. So it was definitely pushing out and rotting out that section of the rim. They're still good. I could probably do what I said, you know, kind of cut the rotten. Here's the valve stem is blown out. Let's look at the actual tire. So you can see where it's all kind of failing all the way around the valve stem. And this metal's getting everything you tap at it, it kind of flakes off. So I would probably just make a metal patch right for this area, patch it, and then just drill another valve stem somewhere else. I don't think it's a tube. I doubt very much it's a tube, or else it wouldn't be oozing around the valve stem now, would it? Alright. So, a little lights flashing. I'll be right back. Hi guys, so I think I'm gonna wrap this one up right about here. I got some other stuff to get done, and hopefully if you saw this video, if you saw this video, it was the first one I was able to do with like Windows Movie Maker, because YouTube took away their editor that used to just drag each file up and you make a video inside what they had. Well, they took that away on the 20th, and this is the time that I need to bite the bullet and figure out how to make a video on something else besides that. So if you saw this, I was able to figure it out, and we can move on from there. If you didn't see this, it's not going to matter much now, is it? Alright guys, so with that, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's go see if the wheels stay on. twist them up a little bit and see if it any issues with it. I don't think it's gonna. Just keep an eye on it. I think we'll be just fine. I would, you know, again prefer that this was hitting the shoulder of that. I'm not that concerned about how close it is in more than having that filled. That way it would be supported by the center of the hub, you know? But I think it'll be fine. Tractor burnouts. It's a little back drag. Check, 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 check.